What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about OP-12. Look, OP-12 is out. OP-12 has been out for a couple of days. And we're all excited about OP-12. We should be. I've been telling you guys for a while that OP-12 is a sneaky good set. The thing is, I've been watching what's been happening, and what's been happening here is what's been happening in a lot of places. People are paying far too much for the cards. The singles are getting a little bit silly, as the singles tend to get. And there's also something going on which makes absolutely no sense to me, and maybe we should start there. If we have a cursory look at TCG Player right now, and we have a look at the anniversary Marshall D. Teach cards, you will notice that the silver card is actually trending a little bit higher than the gold card. These are the two biggest cards in the set. These are your anniversary cards. In OP-12, it's Marshall D. Teach. In OP-11, they were the Monkey D. Luffy cards. And obviously, the gold one's much more expensive. Looking at TCG Player right now, the gold Luffy is like $2,200, and the silver Luffy is about $1,700. It's significantly more expensive, which it should be. It's got a lower pull rate and is more sought after. And I start the video with this for no other reason than the whole point of this video is showing you that prices are kind of silly right now and maybe kind of wait to buy them because no one knows what's going on. Might I suggest not paying more for the silver now than the gold is, because it doesn't make any sense. Although, actually, while we're here and we're talking about the gold and silver cards, the anniversary cards, please do remember that these are so rare and the pull rates are so low that we don't really know what's going on with the prices here. And it's probably going to be a while before things kind of shake out. So these could end up going up in the future. The pull rates for them are so low, we don't really know what's going on. And you might be thinking, well, you know what? Come on, Wassy. You showed us TCG Player, but it's not like that's happening everywhere that the silver is selling for more than the gold. Maybe. I mean, look, the last sales right now over on eBay were $1,000 for the gold and $800 for the silver, which certainly would suggest that the silver is cheaper, and that's absolutely fair. I'm just saying, watch out, because the prices have been a little all over the place. Also, I know this already sounds significantly cheaper than the Luffy. Please bear in mind, this anniversary Teach is going to be a lot cheaper than the Luffy. Just look at like Luffy manga rares compared to other characters. So I know this sounds cheap, 1,800 compared to the Luffy, and maybe it is. Maybe it's going to go up from here. Just remember, this is going to be, this is going to be a lot cheaper than the Luffy. But how about the Manga Bonnie? Let's start high. What is Manga Bonnie selling for nowadays? Well, too much, yeah? You know it's going to be too much. The early sales for this were, once again, just frankly redonkulous. They're selling for around $700, which for a pre-release manga is actually quite good. Like, early mangas are generally absolutely ridiculously priced. $700 is a lot cheaper, but it's already gone down to, and it's hard to, because you've got the English and the Japanese all mixed together, but I'm already seeing this regularly for somewhere in the region of like $425. Here's 3 in a row here. Now, you'll notice the middle one is Japanese, so the best offer accepted of $300 isn't actually that good because it is the Japanese, which generally are cheaper. But then either side of that, we got a $433 and a $425. Now, it's absolutely fair to look at this and go, well, hang on a second, Wassy. That's pretty cheap for a manga. It's already fallen by nearly $300. Can we not just go and buy it now? And the answer is, look, if you want to go and buy it now, go and buy it now. What do I care? What I would say is, however, let's compare it to the Luffy from OP-11, the previous set. And on release, that was around about $600. It's already fallen to $387. And you'll notice it fell on release and then kept falling and then kind of evened out around about, a month ago-ish. So, yes, the Bonnie looks a little bit cheap for now. And if you want to look at this and go, Wassy, I'm cool paying $4.25 for Manga Bonnie, then go for it. Like, you guys do what you want. Remember, this is only ever friendly advice on your old pal Wassy, nothing more. What I would caution you with is, if the Luffy from OP-11 started coming down fast and is already lower than this, why are we paying more than this for the Bonnie? Doesn't make much sense, ladies and gentlemen. Not something I would personally want to do. Even if the cards are looking cheap now, because it's been a couple days since release, it's been a week since the pre-release, it does not mean we're ready to buy. Things are still far too high. What have we got in terms of leaders in the set? Well, come on, Zoro's the big leader in the set, right? Roanoa Zoro is the big leader in the set. This is the one that we are expecting to be, well, top tier deck. And there is an alternate art. Now, if we go to the pre-release, for instance, I mean, look, one sold for $300. I'm not showing you that one. I'm sorry, I'm not showing you that one. That one's absurd. Not doing it. No. However, what I will say is that we had some early sales here of 90, 80, 110. That is about what we were looking at for Zoro. Has it calmed down since? Not much. Last two sales worth 75 and 105. The price, again, it's early. Sets just come out. Prices are far from settled. Very, very expensive. Okay. But I just told you that this is going to be a great leader. Oh, side note, there is a One Piece regional this weekend. It's being streamed. I'm going to be casting it with a lovely Ben Fitzpatrick. And, I mean, look, you should be watching it anyway. But it's the first weekend of OP-12 legal and the ban list. So I don't know how exactly I'm supposed to prepare for what is expected to be good because nobody knows. But I'm telling you, come and watch that regional this weekend. I'm going to be tweeting out about it at the Wassy. It'll be out there. I assume Bandai will tweet about it. They usually do. But the point is that there's going to be a regional this weekend. OP-12 legal, post-ban list. You know I'm hyped for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, good times ahead. So even with that one, like, we'll see. It's like $100 for the old art, the best leader in the format. Surely we can buy it now. No, you can't. Again, let's just go to OP-11. Let's stick in OP-11 and see what happened to the big leaders in OP-11. Now, the Luffy, you got to bear in mind, that's the big leader from OP-11. Remember that Luffy got hit with the ban list announcement. Now, Luffy itself didn't get banned, but Katakuri and Lin, two of the biggest pieces in that deck, now make a banned pair with Luffy, which is to say you cannot play them with the Luffy leader. So they have gone and nerfed Luffy, okay? But even if we ignore that, back in mid-June, it was a $40 card. And that was long before the ban list announcement came out. Back at the end of July, it was a $30 card. That was before the ban list came out. So, yes, I know it got hit by the ban list, and we would expect the value of this card as a whole to be dropping a bit because of when the ban list came out and the fact that they did go and nerf it. Absolutely. The ban list only came out 4 days ago. Maybe 5 days. Depends on times anyway. But the point is, the ban list hasn't been out for long, and honestly, in the past 4 days, it's actually jumped up. Got as low as 25 and then jumped up. So look, if the Luffy, which we know for a fact has been, and I think it's fair to say, a pretty dominant deck. It's been like 20% of the meta in OP-11. So my point is, that was a phenomenal deck, and the alternate art, and it's Luffy, and that's down to like $30 after a few weeks. Why are you paying this much for Roanoa Zoro? The argument, of course, is don't. You shouldn't be doing this. And hey, while we're on Zoro, there is a Zoro in the set. It is the special rare. And that is actually the bigger special rare in the set, the Zoro Juro. And this is, like I say, big special rare in the set, so we should expect this to be kind of expensive, right? Well, if we start off with the early sales around about the pre-release, there were some, well, what I think I can call dumb sales. Someone paid 110. Oh no, wait, that's the Japanese version. Please be careful buying these online. But either side of that, you got the English versions for 150 and 170. It's a proven good card. It's a special rare that generally have fairly low pull rates. You add all of this up together and you go, okay, fine. Now, it's already selling for under 100. The last two sales on eBay were 98 and 80. So it's already come down quite a bit. But again, let's just go to OP-11. And I go to OP-11 because it's the most recent set. It's not been out that long, and I think it shows quite nicely what's been happening. Well, you know what? Luffy Taro is sticking at about 100. That's one thing to point out. One way to look at this graph for Luffy Taro is that actually, well, hang on a second, Luffy Taro is still about 100. So Zoro I should be able to pay 100 for. That is one way to look at this graph. Okay. There's another way to look at this graph, and that is it came down consistently since release. It didn't come down to 100 and then stop. It kind of came down to 130, stabilized a bit, and then kept crashing. It was not at $100 after a couple days of release. It took a while to get there. So if Zoro has fallen to 100 already, and it has, I just showed you, that does not mean, oh, it's settled at 100, let's go. It means it's going to keep going down. And that is something you all need to bear in mind. So look, I know you can look at some of these cards. You can look at the Manga Bonnie, for instance. The leader Zoro, the Zoro Juro. You can look at these and go, well, they've already fallen a bit, and actually compared to some other cards, they don't look terrible right now, and that is kind of fair. But I've also shown you that these comparable cards kept falling after release. And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't keep falling after this. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, we might be a couple days from release and some of the prices might not look that horrendous. I'm telling you, we've got some falling to go yet. As always, this is nothing more than prediction and discussion. I'm not telling you what to do. I am merely chatting through what's happening right now and giving predictions based on what we've seen in the past. And you guys can do what you want. I'm not your real dad unless you're Daisy, Archie or Ruben, in which case, hi. I assume you're watching this many years in the future. Is it weird? I don't know. You made it all the way through the video, so I guess I'm proud of you. Point is, do what you like, and if you want to buy them, knowing they're a bit more expensive right now, you go right ahead. Friendly advice, nothing more. But for now, I've given you all the friendly advice I can, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me what your pulls have been like from OP-12. Tell me what you've been picking up, and if you're going to be waiting, go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get a bunch of bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.